But our divine blueprint is God's original emanation or creation of us. So, obviously, if you want to go super duper in depth, that's more in line with the Patreon. But in a lot of sacred or historic texts, or like the Hermetic texts, for example, they talk about the mind of God and how mind is an ever-prevailing energy and essence through all of creation, similar to how on the microcosmic level our mind creates our reality, and how we're starting to realize this. And the more that we realize it and harness this energy, the more intentional we are with our creations, our experiences, etc. And so the macrocosm to the microcosm of our mind is God's mind. And the divine blueprint is essentially God's original thought or intention held within their mind of their intention to create all of reality, to create all of creation. So the divine blueprint was the original frequency God held when they had the intention to create us, to create all of reality. And so the divine blueprint encompasses all of creation. And so that can be compared to a blueprint, like we are in this phrase, the blueprint of an architecture, of anything that is the basis on which an idea is created from. It's more of a stable idea, like sacred geometry, essentially, being the parallel to a physical blueprint and physical reality. To meet God within, to meet your truth, your highest aspect. And so this is a paired video essentially, and this is going to be a warm-up, right, where I'm going to lead you through a brief meditation and breath work. I'm thinking about 5-10 minutes, and then transition you over to the yoga video to finish the practice. So without further ado, if this is in alignment with you today, closing your eyes, getting comfortable, and beginning by focusing on your breathing. Deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Tuning in to the present moment. Allowing every inhale to clear your mind, clear away any thoughts, bringing you into the present moment and the potency of this present moment. And every exhale, relaxing you and dropping you deeper into this present moment, to the eternal now through which all of life is experienced. And beginning to imagine that you are breathing into your heart space. Breathing into the very center of your being. Breathing into these heart center energies. Unconditional love, compassion, joy, bliss, connection, unity, growth and expansion. So with every inhale, we are breathing into this space, into these frequencies, amplifying them. And with every exhale, allowing them to gently expand further and further through your body, through your aura, feeling, sensing, setting the intention, whatever it may be, that you are tuning into these heart energies and expanding them and surrounding yourself with them. And this gentle heart center energy is now gently holding and surrounding your energetic sphere, your aura, all layers and levels of your body, physical and energetic. And they often say that the heart is the altar within ourselves for the divine, the seat of our highest self, the seat of our soul, the seat of our divinity, our access point to the 0 point frequency and field of God, the God realms. And so, in the core of your heart space, just tuning in to this divine potential, this divine frequency, visualizing it as light or flame or whatever resonates and comes forth for you. Allowing your awareness of this center of frequency to expand, to grow. And you might see or sense codes or frequencies within this space. You may see what appears to be constellations, sacred symbols, sacred geometry, colors, tones, frequencies. Tuning your access in. This is your divine blueprint. Your access to divinity within. Your direct link to and of God's source. And you can begin to see or sense that this divine blueprint is similar to DNA in the sense that all future patterns emerge from the original pattern. And so from this divine blueprint, this original codex of you, all springs forth into your body, every organ, every emotion, every thought, every action, every experience, every creation is an amplification, a multiplication of this original code. And so as we tune into this frequency, this divine blueprint, we can begin to sense first what areas of ourselves or our lives is the divine blueprint maintained in its absolute original purity. No distortions, no limitations. Where is your divinity expressing itself fully and purely? And now beginning to sense where the divine blueprint may become distorted in its multiplication, amplification, or expression from the original. You could sense the energy that springs forth into a certain karma or traumatic pattern or habit. From this life, another, ancestral, societal. You could hold the divine blueprint and spark for abundance, and yet somewhere along the equation, lack is taking over. So without judgment, without trying to shift or change anything quite yet, just first observing with neutrality, observing where this divine blueprint runs into some sort of distortion in its expression through you and as you. And now, with this awareness, what we will do and intend to do is restore this expression back to its purity, back to the purity of the divine blueprint from which it originates. And so we will call forth a beam of golden white crystalline light to pour upon us directly from Source as an additional energetic assistance as we cleanse away all distortions, all impurities. Just allowing these distortions or illusions to melt away. As this beam of light pours over you and through you and begins to dissolve away these limitations, be present here for a few minutes as you just witness this. There might be wisdom that comes through with the dissolution of certain barriers and blockages. There might be nothing that comes through, and just the dissolution of the blockages is enough. We don't always need to know why or to understand. So just taking a few minutes here to be a witness, an active witness in this process. Alrighty. And now from this space, allowing our divine blueprint to flow outwards now with greater ease, greater grace. Allow the flow of energy from center to outer to be effortless, to be more expansive. The pros and cons of filming at a park. There's a drone above my head and a Corvette zipping down the street. So, feeling how the energy of your divine blueprint now flows easily and effortlessly into all of these areas you might have had a limitation. To any areas you might have had limitation, blockages, any unhelpful patterns. And now restoring the divine blueprint within all of these areas. Breathing into it, using these energies to move and expand. Using the breath work to move these energies through you, to expand them, to anchor them in. Deep, steady inhales through the nose, and deep, steady exhales through the mouth. I'm going to leave you here so that you can stay in this frequency as long as you want. If you would like to continue your conscious cultivation of this frequency, Chris's yoga video, my husband's yoga video for this is in the description below. Or if you're watching it on his channel, it's going to just continue in now. So much love to all of you, and thank you for being here. Namaste.
Good evening. Welcome back to another beautiful video. This is Chris from Bastien.Health, and we're just going to have a nice Yin Yoga relaxation flow with the sunset. So go ahead and grab your mat. I'm sitting crisscross, so I'm just going to go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and lay on our backs. Let's come into a Supta Konasana, bringing the soles of feet together. Let's bring both palms onto the belly. Breathe it in through the nose, out through the mouth. Keeping with the breath rhythm consistently. Maybe visualizing white light into the navel. And with Yin Yoga, we like to hold the poses a little bit longer, so we'll be here for at least 1 to 2 minutes. Staying with the breath. Letting go of the day. letting go of anything that no longer serves you, releasing it. Staying consistent with the breath. Maybe you could bring one hand to the heart, one hand to the stomach. Inhale. Exhale, breathing white light into the chest. And I was in a Zoom call yesterday, and we were talking about how the heart is your center and the activation of your divine blueprint. And your divine blueprint is your connection to the source energy, the Christ consciousness. So keep on breathing in white light into the heart center. Inhaling, exhaling. Maybe think of an affirmation. One of my favorites is, my heart is open to receive the blessings for the universe. Let's stretch the hands overhead for a little bit. Stretching into those shoulder blades. Good. And from here, bring both knees up. We're going to cross the right foot over the left knee, drawing in underneath the hamstrings, flexing that top foot. Draw that in. Good. Stretching into the outer hips. And just continue with the breath, relaxing the body as you prepare yourself for a good night's rest. Breathing into any areas of discomfort or anywhere where you feel the most tension, or just the outer hip. And when you're doing deep stretches, it's important to keep the breath consistent so you're not tensing the muscles up. In through the nose, out through the mouth. You see, we got Alfredo here. Make sure you keep both shoulder blades on the ground and away from the ears. Good. From here, we'll switch legs. Both feet down. Left foot on the right knee. Draw it in. Externally rotate that knee away from the body. Flex both feet. Maybe experiment with rotating the ankle out a little bit on the right side. Maybe flexing and pointing the foot. Or just hold it still. Whatever you feel called to. And if any thoughts come through, be aware of them. If you would like, you can analyze them or just keep consistent with the breath so you can be focused on how your body's feeling, but just be aware of what's going on in your body. Good. So now we're going to come into a happy baby. So grab hold of the big toes with the two pointer finger the two with the two pointer fingers. So you're grabbing the big toes and then you're exotonially rotating the knees down towards you, flexing both feet up. This happy baby. Releasing any tension. Maybe contracted pelvic floor, breathing up into the crown. Release. Up to the pelvic floor, into the crown. Release. It's a great stretch for the posterior chain, the back of the body, the hamstrings, the glutes, and the outer thighs and the inner. You could also grab a hold of the side of the feet if grabbing the big toes is too much of a challenge. But stay with the breath. Good. And you might be feeling your body getting a little bit tired, but that's good. Try not to move too much. Good. From here, we're going to roll to one side, come up, come to our child's pose. Knees as wide as the mat, big toes touching, sit the hips back. And as you lay here, keep on breathing into the lower back. Releasing any pain, any fear, any doubt into the universe. Staying consistent with the breath. Okay, let's go ahead and take the right hand and thread it through underneath the left shoulder. Good, look under that left armpit. Right ear on the ground. Great stretch for the upper back and shoulder blades. And keep on breathing. Let's switch it to the other side. Thread the left hand underneath the right shoulder. Left ear on the mat. Looking around at the armpit. If you need to make any small adjustments to get a little bit more comfortable, you can. Maybe bring the knees together. Just relax. Maybe you can even think about setting a good intention for having a wonderful night's sleep. Manifesting a beautiful day tomorrow. Staying consistent with the breath. From here, we're going to come onto the stomach, into our Sphinx pose. Hands shoulder width apart, feet hip width apart, and just roll the shoulder blades down away from the ear, chest up. And we'll hold, breathing into the center of the chest. Just relax. Everything will be okay. Things will be good. And with the Yin Yoga, it's very challenging to stay in a pose, longer than 5 to 10 seconds. And you may feel your body feeling a little bit of discomfort. You could always come out of a pose or reposition yourself, but the most important is just to stay the course and trust that your body is strong and capable of doing many different things that you may not feel capable of, which is okay as well. You could always come back and try a different time. Oh, you see Alfredo. I'm gonna do the Sphinx pose. Breathing into the upper back and the lower back. And from here, we're gonna have the left hand down. With the right hand, we're gonna grab the right leg. We can maybe go at a 45-degree angle with the left hand so we get some foundation. Pull that right foot in. Grab what you can grab and bow forward a little bit. Forehead towards the mat. Breathing in, breathing out. Keep on breathing, very important. This is a difficult stretch. If not, could definitely hold it for a long time. Going to switch sides. I know we didn't hold that long. And go into the other side. Right hand, 45-degree angle. Grabbing the left foot. Pull it in. And if you could want to look up, that's fine, or look down, however you want to do it. I'm gonna look down though. Staying consistent with the breath. Good, and last one before we go to bed. Going to come onto the hands and knees. Sit the hips down. And we're going to stretch out the forearms. So sitting back on the shins, toes going back, palms facing down. Bend the elbows and stretch out the wrist just a little bit. Maybe you freestyle this one. You could maybe throw some neck circles in there. If you feel an area that feels good, you can maybe hold for a few seconds. Good. Now just hold the center. And this will conclude our practice for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Namaste. If you like this video, like and subscribe for more.